Today on Bench Briefs, we're looking at a recent Supreme Court of Canada decision that sheds important light on how criminal law principles are applied and how courts assess evidence in complex cases. The case is Rioux, decided in November 2025, and it raises some fascinating questions about the interplay between the facts of an incident, the legal standards for criminal convictions, and the rights of the accused. At its core, Rioux. Rioux involves a criminal charge stemming from an incident where unlawful conduct was alleged. While the details of the incident itself are somewhat complex, the case made its way through the lower courts before landing at the Supreme Court, which had to carefully consider whether the lower courts got it right in their legal reasoning and factual findings. So what happened? Rioux faced charges after an event that involved accusations of criminal wrongdoing. The exact nature of the unlawful conduct wasn't straightforward, and the evidence presented at trial was contested. The trial judge had to weigh conflicting testimony and determine whether the prosecution had proven the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Rioux's defense challenged not only the sufficiency of the evidence, but also brought up procedural and constitutional arguments, suggesting that the trial process itself may have had some flaws. When the case reached the Supreme Court, the justices had to address several key legal questions. First, they needed to clarify how certain criminal law principles should be interpreted and applied in this context. This included looking at how evidence is admitted and evaluated, essentially, deciding what counts as reliable and persuasive proof in a criminal trial. The court also examined whether Rioux's constitutional rights had been respected throughout the process, a critical consideration given Canada's strong legal protections for accused persons. Another major issue was whether the lower courts made any errors in their legal analysis or in how they assessed the facts. The Supreme Court's role here was to review the decisions below and determine if any mistakes had been made that would warrant overturning the conviction or ordering a new trial. Why does this case matter beyond the immediate parties? Rioux. Rioux highlights the delicate balance courts must maintain between ensuring justice is done and protecting the rights of the accused. It underscores the importance of rigorous standards for evidence so that convictions rest on solid ground. At the same time, it reminds us that procedural fairness and constitutional safeguards are not just formalities. They are essential to maintaining public confidence in the criminal justice system. This decision also serves as a guidepost for lower courts on how to approach similar questions in future cases. By clarifying the application of criminal law principles and the proper handling of evidentiary and procedural issues, the Supreme Court helps create more consistency and predictability in how serious allegations are dealt with across Canada. In short, Rioux is a significant case that reinforces fundamental aspects of criminal law and procedure. It ensures that the justice system remains both fair and effective, holding accused individuals accountable when appropriate, while protecting their rights against wrongful conviction. Thanks for listening to this episode of Bench Briefs. Be sure to join us next time as we unpack another important Canadian legal decision and explore what it means for the law and for everyday Canadians. Until then, take care.